Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using products from Holika Holika's Pearly Flash collection. I don't think I ever really heard much about the release of this one. I don't know when they were released, but it seemed to be like fairly recent, like maybe within 2020, and there haven't been that many other releases that have been that interesting coming out lately. So I decided to pick these ones up because they just kind of looked a little bit up my alley, and I like the outside packaging, to be honest. So this is the look that I've created. I did use a different kind of foundation and a few other products as well, of course, but I did use the core products from the Pearly Flash collection. So if you would like to see how these products perform, then please just keep watching. So it is super cold and I have like a little fluffy coat on at the moment to keep myself warm. But I'm going to start out with the foundation. This is the VDL Perfecting Last Foundation. And I have mine in the shade... What a good question. I feel like it's not the most light color. I think it just says number 1 on the bottom, but I'm sure it had like a letter as well, so I'm just going to check that out. Okay, so I think I got V01, which looks like the lightest of the yellower tones, I think. And I'm going to apply it using a cushion puff. This one is from Up Hue. It's really old, from like a cushion that I've already finished. This is a really pretty color. It suits me quite well, I think. It's not too light, but it's also, you know, not too warm toned or, cool toned. My brain is like dead today already. It's not even like halfway through the day. Why does this look so? It's still winter in New Zealand. It's still cold. There's no sun today. Like the sky is super grey and rainy. It's just like a really dull day today, unfortunately. The lighting is probably a little bit like meh, but that's okay. This foundation smells quite nice. It's got like a bit of fragrance to it that like you have to get really pretty close and personal to be smelling it, but it does smell quite nice. I haven't done a wear test of this yet, so that will be coming up shortly, but I have worn it out for like an evening going out to dinner and it lasted really nicely, so I'm impressed with it so far. I really like the coverage. It's kind of like light to medium, which at the moment is quite good for me. I'm not applying a huge amount of it, but it's covering up any flaws really nicely, so I don't feel like I have to go back and do a second layer. I always find that when I layer up my foundations, they just tend to look like the texture doesn't look very good. So I try and find foundations that I only have to apply once, that the texture feels really nice, and all of that good sort of stuff. So far, it's looking pretty positive for this foundation, which I'm really excited about. I don't think I've really tried anything by VDL before, aside from I think I've tried their primers in a sample size. And I do remember really liking the primer, but I do remember also that they were quite expensive. And at the point in time when I was trying them out, I didn't really want to pay for that. So just didn't do it. I don't usually wear primer that much anyway, so it's okay. So now I'm going to apply my powder. This is just the normal Mercier translucent loose setting powder. Nothing new and fun, unfortunately. I'm still loving this powder. It's still doing a really good job at setting the foundation and everything, so no complaints. I don't feel like I need to change brand or formula or anything like that. Okay, so I've done my brows using the normal Innisfree two-tone brow kit in grey, and I'm going to be using the Pearly Flash eyeshadow palette. Mine is in the number 10, which is called Cloudy Moment. So inside we've got a nice quad of colours. There's like a really nice brown, a mauvey sort of purple, a sparkly beige, and then a dark brown. So I'm actually going to use the neutral colours. I did really want to use that purple, but in the blushes, I've picked like this colour for the blush, which is not really, I mean like they're alright together, but like meh, don't really like the purple and that colour together. So there isn't really a huge wide variety of colours in the blush. So there's like this colour and then 2 other ones. So you've got one that is like really pink, which wouldn't go with that purple either, and then the other one is like a brownish orange, which again, for me, I mean that's probably the most complimentary, but that's probably something where I wouldn't use one of the blushes from the collection to go with that look, although I'm really excited to use it. So as usual, I'm going to use the lighter colour in the crease, the darker colour in the outer corner to deepen it up, and then the glitter pretty much all over the lid because it looks so pretty. So I'm going to be using the Zoeva Rose Golden 228 Luxe Crease Blush to apply the product. I am actually going to take off all of the mirrors always come with like a little piece of film so that I can use the mirror too. I'm not sure what the colour is called, we're just going to go with light brown. So I'm going to put that starting in the middle of the eye, through the crease. This doesn't look like pretty much anything at all, does it? Okay, so this colour really isn't showing up that much, but it's actually a little bit shimmery. So you can kind of see like a little bit of something on this eye, so I ended up putting it like all over. Yeah, it is a shimmery kind of colour, so it doesn't really normally go in the crease, but it's in there now, so we're gonna go with it. Oh, the brown is also quite shimmery too. Well, we're still going with the original plan, guys. We're still gonna put that brown in the outer corner, but like really lightly. It's just gonna be like a really shimmery look today. So I guess the only colour that is truly matte is that purple colour. And again, I'm super excited to use it, just not in conjunction with the rest of the Pearly Flash collection, which is interesting, like why they would choose to put those colours together, but it's okay. This brown is also very light, like this brown is there. I'm using like a super light hand, which is, you know, because I can always build it up later, like what I'm doing now. I'm just making like little circular motions just in the outer part of the eyelid there. I mean, it does look really pretty so far. Just doesn't look like very much, that's all. I'm kind of like lightly feathering it out up there. Then I'm going to put a bit of that underneath the lash line as well. And then I'm going to use a flat shader brush, which again is from Zoeva. This is the 234 Luxe Smoky Shader, and I'm going to try and pick up this glitter with the brush before I use my finger, which it seems to pick up quite nicely, so that's quite good. And I'm just going to put that starting in the center of the eyelid and then patting until we kind of get to the inner portion. And then up a little bit so it blends into the crease. That's pretty pretty. So I'm gonna wipe away some of the glitter on the lower lash line there because the glitter is just getting absolutely everywhere. And there is another eye product. This is the Pearly Flash something something something, maybe like an eye shimmer stick. It's not written on the packaging in English. This is one of the little spring-loaded ones, like that. Has a little tip, and they're usually used under the eye. That's how they are marketed as anyway. So I'm going to use this underneath the lower lash line. And then a little bit into the inner corner also. So this gives a really nice egg yolk cell effect, which is the puffy under eye area. I used to like contour them, so put like a little bit of dark underneath, because I do naturally have the extra like fat skin underneath the eye, which is not something that only Asian like people can have. It's just a bit of fat underneath your eyelid. It's a bit intense, I think, for me. I'm just going to smudge it up with my finger. There we go. So that looks a little bit better. So it is a quite intense effect, but it is quite pretty. So I'm going to do the other eye exactly the same way. I'm going to smudge this inner part out as well because it looks a little bit weird. I'm going to use my eyeliner, which is the Dolly Wink liquid eyeliner, and my mascara, which is the Heimish Dailism mascara, which I've been using forever, and I will show you how the eyes look afterwards. So this is how the eyes are looking at the moment. I think that they look really pretty, but it's nothing super spectacular, just kind of like your average, you know, brown neutral glittery lip that you'd see from me. Still very pretty though. Okay, so the next thing is going to be the blush, which is in this cute little compact here. I just love the packaging for all of this. I'm going to be using the shade number 1, which is called Peach Way. They do come with like a little cushion puff, like the tiniest little cushion puff ever, but they keep getting stuck to the little window thing. So every time I try and pick it up, they're stuck to it. I haven't even used them yet. So I'm going to try and use the cushion puff first. So I'm going to, oh, they're so sticky. Why are they so sticky? Because this looks like a powder. It's really bizarre. I'm going to pick up some of the puff, like I can see a little bit of glitter on there. But like a lot of glitter actually. Okay, and I'm going to try and pop a little bit there, I guess. Can you see anything? I can't see much. I don't know, the puffs themselves are just so sticky. Whenever I try and sort of like swipe over the product, it's just getting stuck, which is not good. I mean, it works, but honestly, I'm gonna use a powder brush and just pick up a bit like that. And that just works so much better. So I'm gonna continue using brushes for that. I think maybe like, because they are supposed to be like sheer glittery sort of things, maybe the brush probably picks up less of the shimmer. But is that a bad thing? For me, I really do not think it's probably, you know, I don't think that that's a bad thing. So I'm going to apply a little bit more. This one is not super like overwhelmingly glittery. I will zoom you guys in at the end. I feel like in terms of the products coming off with the brush, it's a bit hard to make these work. I have used one of the other colors before, but I haven't experimented a huge amount with them yet. The puff doesn't work very well. I wonder if they just need to be washed or something, because they're just like really, I don't know, maybe there's a coating on the outside of them or something, but it's really bizarre. So not a fan of the blush so far, just because I don't feel like it deposits that much color onto the cheek. And the shimmer, although I think it is really pretty, I feel like the effect is lost when you use a brush. But the cushion puff is just so annoying. So I'm not 100% sure. We'll experiment and get back to you in a review. Last but not least, we're going to be using lipstick. This is the Pearly Flash, I have no idea what they're called, lipsticks, in the shade number 2. So this one is pretty much like the exact match of the blush, which I thought would be kind of cute. Like I like a little bit of matchy-matchy. So let's put that one on now. Okay, and that is how it looks. It is super pretty. I really, really like these. They feel a bit like a balm rather than anything else, but this one does have a really good color. The other one that I've used before, which I really, really liked, is this one, which is shade number 3. And it's like the most perfect, like nudie peach color. If you're going out to dinner and you're going to be eating and you don't want your lipstick to like wear off really like badly. So good. So this feels like very smooth, very nice on the lips. It's not really clinging to the dry patches, because there are a lot of dry patches on my lips today. You can see wrinkles and flaws, which you always will, but again, it's not terrible. So I think that they look really nice. I like the color enough. I'm not as head over heels in love with it as I am with color number 3, but it is still nice, and it does match the blush, so it goes nicely together with the whole look. Though I feel like the eyes don't really belong that much because they're not really tied in, but that's okay. So this is the completed look for today. I really like how the way the foundation looks. I think that the foundation is super nice. I haven't found anything that I don't like about it yet. The eyeshadow is really basic, but still very pretty. I'm not a huge fan of the blush. I think that there might be a lot of user error involved with that though, so I'm not going to provide a full-on opinion just yet, but I do really like the lipstick. So there are a lot of things that I do like about this. I also, if you see my fingernails, I'm using something from the collection too. This is a nail polish. I don't normally pick up the nail polishes from the collections because, don't know, I just have a lot of nail polish. So I only picked up one of them. This one is PK17 Rose Marguerite. And it's really pretty. Like, it's a really beautiful, like, frosty blush kind of color without looking, it's like almost like a mix between a peach and a blush. I don't know, it's really true to the color. I did have a little bit of problems with it chipping a bit, so it's not got the best longevity, I'd say, and it is a little bit streaky being a pearly finish, but they just look like really nice and professional, you know, like especially for someone who has longer nails a lot of the time like I do, like not those like acrylic stilettos that is super popular with girls these days and they have to pick everything up like this, and I'm like, how are you doing anything with your life? Like putting on contact lenses, oh my god. But you know, like long natural nails normally, it does look nice and not too over the top. Good professional image. So that is my get ready with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!